All right, Zoloff, you gotta go to work. Time to get dressed.
My name's Matt Trotter, and I'm 42 years old. I get up in the mornings, walk my dog, work my 8 hours, hit, and go to sleep.
Leave the scene of the crime, baby.
I don't make much money, but somehow I manage to scrape by.
Go hang your coat up.
Every once in a while, I go out with friends or do things out of the ordinary just to get out of my rut.
I'm not your slave.
You know what, Matt? You really ought to look for a new job.
Why is that?
You've been with IBF for almost 7 years. I mean, don't you think it's time for a change?
I don't think so. What are you saying?
Well, people say that if you've been with the same company for over 7 years, there's something wrong with you. I mean, that's why I got a new job.
So I made the bold move.
Consistency.
Maybe it's time for a change.
Consistency and reliability, no. And I sent my resume everywhere.
No. Well, have you checked online lately just to make sure you've got the correct format?
What format?
No, it's not a joke. Apparently there are some resume protocols.
I've got the resume going.
Looking for someone that can actually do the job is secondary.
That's all you had to do was look good. That's all you needed. You didn't need a resume. I looked at you and I said, there's my little Zola. Didn't I? Yeah, my widow. Yeah, my
All right, just so you know, there's no need to state objectives anymore. It's understood.
But it was not understood last year.
They reevaluated.
Who's they?
You know, the people, the ones that make these important decisions.
What people?
The people, the bigwigs.
Now, let me understand this. What would they say if I put my objective on the resume and I'm qualified for the job?
Doesn't matter. If you aren't in with the resume lingo, you're either A, not keeping up with change, which is something they don't want, or B, you aren't willing to conform, which in their world is a big no-no.
So I did what I was told. Took out objective, added some fancy language, made it a page, and here I am on my job interview.
Mr. Trotter, Frank Taylor, good to meet you. How are you today?
Doing all right. It's just a lot of traffic out there today.
Well, it is that time of day.
Yes, sir.
Now, you like her, huh? That's Gordon, my greyhound. Get it? Flash Gordon, the greyhound?
I have a dog, too.
Really? What do you have?
Well, she's a Shih Tzu, and I call her Zoloft.
Zoloft? Why do you call her Zoloft?
Well, she makes me happy.
All right then, sir. Let's talk a little bit about our company. Above and beyond, that's our motto here. Achievement. It's the result of preparation, hard work, and constantly raising the bar. Constantly raising the bar. Bottom line, you give us 110%, be a team player, sky's the limit. Well, look at me, for example. Grew up poor family, only one in my family to go to college. Real American success story, let me tell you. Hey, if I can do it, anybody can.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's take a little look-see, shall we? I see you were with sales and marketing with IBF for quite a number of years.
Yes, sir.
So, why'd you quit?
Well, I left my job because I found myself in the middle of a corporate scandal, also known as being underpaid.
Mr. Trotter.
If you've been with the same company for over 7 years, there's something wrong with you.
Well, I was with a company for more than 7 years, and I felt like I needed a change.
Well, why do you think you'd be good at this job?
Well, I want this job because it seems tailored to my competencies, which include sales and marketing. And in my previous position, I created an annual growth rate of 22%. Additionally, the team I would be working with looks terrific.
How do you know that? Did you take them out to happy hour last night?
Well, I can just tell.
Well, if you did so well on your last job, why'd you quit? I mean, quitters never win, winners never quit, or haven't you heard?
The reason I quit is I found myself getting bored with my job and I needed more challenges.
Yeah.
Look, I'm an excellent employee. I just didn't want my unhappiness to rub off on the employer I was working with.
What if you get bored here? I mean, isn't that going to affect our company, our precious bottom line?
No, sir, that wouldn't happen here. It's a new opportunity with new challenges.
Whoa, 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 easy there, buddy. Don't get defensive. I was just testing you. So then, tell me about your weaknesses.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I have high standards, and when people can't meet my expectations, I tend to get a little frustrated.
So, you're perfect and everyone else is stupid?
No, that's not what I meant.
Well, tell me what you mean by having high expectations and no one else meeting your standards.
I didn't say no one else. I said when people can't meet my expectations, I get frustrated.
My original point. You're perfect.
Well, having higher standards for myself doesn't mean I'm perfect.
Well, but close to it since you're smart enough to have those standards.
You're putting words into my mouth.
Paraphrasing. Big difference.
That's it. I'm done putting my interview hat on.
I'm not perfect. And you want to know why I'm not perfect? Because people like you piss me off. You want to know my weaknesses? How about the fact that I have to actually sit here and interview with jerks like you, whose only goal in life is to figure out what your next motivational book is going to be?
If I can do it, anybody can.
And while we're on the subject of what pisses me off, just because you can do something doesn't mean somebody else can do it. Statistically, the chances are lower just because you took that darn slot. And by the way, there is no such thing as 110%. It's 100% or less. That's it.
I asked you about your weaknesses, not what pisses you off. We don't like complainers here at this company. There's lots worse in this world.
You know what, Frank? Next time I do complain, I'll begin with the proper disclosure. Not to undermine all the pain and suffering going on in the world with these innocent people, but why isn't there enough vodka in my drink?
Tell you what, Mr. Trotter, since this is such an unconventional interview, I'd like to try something unconventional myself, just for fun. I would like to test your emotional intelligence, your emotional stability.
You can't be serious.
Dead serious. Did you know that research suggests a person's emotional intelligence can be a better predictor of business success than their IQ?
All right, let's have some fun.
Did you know that a few weeks ago, research indicated that wine increases the risk of cancer?
So a person's emotional intelligence is the ability to understand their emotions and those of others and respond appropriately.
Then the following week, new research indicated that wine actually decreases the risk of cancer.
And seeing that you have such an opinion about everything, I'm sure you're gonna like this part of the interview.
But this week they're saying that wine does in fact actually increase the risk of cancer. Good thing I was only drinking wine the week it reduced the risk of cancer.
Are we ready then?
Fire away.
All right. You find out that promotion that you were hoping for was given to someone else. What do? A, forget about it. You didn't want that job that much anyway. B, continue to do your best. That next promotion is yours. C, think about what the other person had and what you have and compare the very qualities that you both have. Or D, go to the bathroom and cry.
B, C, and D.
You can't pick all three.
Why? That's what I do.
That's not how the test is derived. You can only have one answer.
So how's this supposed to be an accurate measurement of my EQ when it's not an actual indicator of what I do?
You're supposed to answer the one you're most likely to do.
All three.
One has to be more than the others.
All right, let's see. I definitely go to the bathroom and cry. But when I'm done getting it out of my system, I'd think about what the other person had done and compare, so I'd know what to do next. Then I would continue to do my best, and now with all the emotions out of my system, the next promotion would be mine.
So, if you believe the next promotion is yours, your answer is B.
No, B, C, and D.
B is the right answer. It's the one that shows that you're emotionally stable.
But I can't get to B without C and D.
Why not?
That's not realistic.
How so?
Any person who can put things in perspective that quickly without crying isn't human. Definitely not an emotionally grounded person, if you ask me. Who came up with these questions?
It's a very good insight into how people cope. Many companies use it.
You keep telling yourself that.
It's recognizing a feeling when it happens.
Well, how's this for recognizing my feelings? I'm done with this interview. I think I'll go home and watch Mice with Zoloft. Maybe then I'll understand all about human behavior. Hello?
Hey, do you have the slides for our presentation? It's today.
Yeah, well, I had a late lunch, so I'm working my way back. I should be there in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. See you soon. Bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I made the bold move. Went on an interview to amuse myself, but come on, do you really think I would just go and quit my job because I don't make much or some nut that can't think for herself told me to?
I just do what my boss tells me.
It was a social experiment. You know, to be able to say things you really want to say but couldn't on a real interview. I know what you're thinking. I don't have direction, but I do.
Chicken fettuccine.
Going on a job interview and pretending I want the job just happens to be a better way to spend my lunch break than another session with my therapist. Maybe I just need a girlfriend. I wonder how old Frank Taylor's doing.
Want some wine with that dinner?
But this week they're saying that wine does in fact increase the risk of cancer.
Honey?
No thanks. Maybe next week.